The druid Alanon sent you? No one has seen him since the war. Years past.
We saw him in Lee when he spoke to my father.
Oh yes, your father. I believe you said that your father was King of Lee?
My father is the King of Lee.
So you claim. Claim the sword of Shannara? Who do you think you are? The one true king? Shea Ohmsford's son, come to claim his elvish heritage? My, aren't we privileged by your presence? Well, if your father destroyed the Warlock Lord, it seems a bit odd that you need the sword to destroy him again. And, as I understand it, you intend to take it back. I suppose one needs to expect such things from those with elvish blood. Again? What is this, the third or the fourth time? You think he'd be bored with it by now. Oh, I'm certain he would be as amused by your stories as I am, but he's much too busy to be disturbed by half-breeds and wandering princesses at the moment. The insignia of the House of Lee? I presume this is yours, Princess Shilla.
No, I stole it.
Very humorous. However, I will make the proper arrangements, and perhaps the king will be able to see you sometime later.
It's critical that we see him as soon as possible.
I will so inform His Majesty.
So Brona is behind this rising of the dead. When Shea destroyed him long ago, we hoped the Warlock Lord was gone forever. Each night, for weeks now, the risen dead roam the streets of Tyrsis, attacking everything. The Border Legion defends the weaker sections, but much of the city is still overrun. When a guard dies in battle, he rises again as a walking corpse, and our guards must fight the bodies of fallen comrades. It seems hopeless. Thanks to you, we can drive them off with laurelwood, but that's a temporary solution. We need to use the sword of Shannara to defeat Brona once more. But the sword vault has been surrounded by a magical barrier from the time the dead first attacked the city. None can pass that barrier, and none can defeat it. Our only hope is that Alanon will arrive soon and find a way for you to regain the sword.
But Alanon's journeying to the northeast. We don't know when he'll get here. We can't just wait for him.
Princess Shilla, you and Jak Ohmsford seem to be the pawns of destiny against Brona this time. Do whatever you think is necessary to regain the sword of Shannara. I have vital business with the Parliament for most of the day, so you will be on your own. You must forgive me, for I must return to my duties. I will speak with you both later.
His Majesty has given you permission to wander through Tyrsis unescorted and unsupervised. I suggest that you refrain from random pilferage and destruction.
What is that thing? It looks like a wall. And I thought my father had a big library. This is amazing. Doesn't that look like a picture of Brendel? The caption says this is a drawing of Hindle. Do you suppose they were related? There's certainly a resemblance.
I trust you two found the library satisfactory.
What is in that locked cabinet in the library?
Locked cabinet? Oh, the one at the back of the room. That has been locked for some time. I believe it contains a book that belonged to the former advisor of the king's brother. It contained some references to magic, so it was locked away. You needn't concern yourselves. That book is considered to contain dangerous information, and so was concealed from prying eyes, even those of would-be heroes. As far as I know, no one elected you hero here. King Balinor is dealing with the matter already.
That means we'll be hanging around disturbing you for a long time.
I suppose you think threats will make me open that cabinet.
It's your choice. If the book does help, we'll be out of here all the sooner. Otherwise, we may be here for a long while.
Very well, I shall open the cabinet. I only hope the book is every bit as dangerous as it is reputed to be. There now, I hope you are quite satisfied. Now, I'll return to my work, which is not to run errands for the two of you. He was before my time. I know only that he was a traitor, and that he murdered the former king of Tersis. Secret passages in the throne room? Ridiculous. Such a thing would be a danger to the crown.
The secret passage was known to Stenman, and he did endanger the crown.
Indeed. Well, I assure you that no one has used that so-called secret passage since his time. As there is no one currently within the throne room for you to disturb, go right ahead.
It's so dark and cold in here. This place gives me the shivers. I don't think you should have done that, Jak. Now I know you shouldn't have done that.
Who seeks me?
Brona! That must be Brona!
Who are you?
Jak, let's get out of here.
Mortal creatures, I will destroy you!
Jak, run!
You are released. Break the mirror.
Jak? Can you hear me? Jak, say something. Are you all right? Jak, please, look at me. For a moment, I was afraid you were dead. Why didn't you run away from Brona? I thought you were with me. I never would have left you behind. It's just that I was so scared. Jak, are you all right? You look so strange. This sounds like a very bad idea, but it's not like we have much choice. We found the secret chamber in the throne room. We discovered how Steinman contacted the Warlock Lord. We even spoke with Brona ourselves. Now we need to summon Steinman's ghost to rid Tircis of the walking corpses. That's why we need to speak with Balinor right now.
You wish to speak to the ghost of the mystic Steinman?
He was in league with Brona. He might have some idea what's happening.
In life, Steinman was an evil man. Murderer of my father, destroyer of my brother, a traitor to Tircis, and a minion of Brona. How can you believe that he will aid us? Tircis is already overrun by the dead, yet you intend to summon another? Is this truly wise? Will summoning Steinman's shade be a solution, or a far greater problem? I have dire misgivings about your intentions. Raising the dead seems such a terrible action. Unfortunately, Tircis has been under siege for weeks, and I have no better solution. What will it take to summon Steinman's shade?
We'll need the weapon Steinman was killed with, Hendel's great mace. But Brendel wants to take the mace back to the dwarves.
What are you talking about? But Tircis is a free city because Hendel and your father defended it. The dwarves have always been our allies. This is a problem I shall correct at once. Forgive me, Brendel, for being unaware of the problem here. Dwarves have always been our allies and friends in Tircis. You are welcome to stay at my castle as an honored guest.
Well and good, Your Majesty, and thanks for the offer, but I came here to claim the mace of Hendel as right of kin. I'll take it back to Cullhaven to honor Hendel's memory.
I am sorry, Brendel, but I have promised the use of it to Jak for a few days. He hopes to rid Tircis of the plague of walking corpses that besiege us. Afterwards, you may return it to the dwarvish homelands.
Well, if it'll help, I guess I could stay on here a while.
In the meantime, Join us at the castle, and we will tell everyone that you and all dwarves are welcome there. Guard! Attention!
What? Oh. Yes, sir, Your Majesty.
What is your name?
Stanwick, Your Majesty.
Stanwick, I understand you do not allow dwarves into Tyrsis. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Sireness. You see,
Dwarves have always been allies of Tyrsis and will always be welcome here. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yes, Royal Sire. It's just that...
Furthermore, if someone comes here seeking safety at night, it is your job, Stanwick, to defend them against the walking corpses and allow them to enter. Do you understand?
Yes, but the Seneschal ordered...
Those are my orders, and they will be obeyed, Stanwick.
Yes, Your Sire, Highness, Majesty.
Come, Brendel. You will be welcome in Tyrsis as long as there is freedom here. Seneschal, why did you give the order that dwarves are not to enter Tyrsis?
Sire, it is my duty to protect the city of Tyrsis. I do what must be done, no matter how personally unpleasant such orders may be. You know that I live but to serve.
It is not your duty to make laws for this land. Your actions have exceeded your responsibilities and your authority.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I only attempted to keep Tyrsis pure from those beings who are not human.
The last war was fought with the help of elves and dwarves. Without their aid, Tyrsis would have fallen. You have no cause to exclude them from our city, and if you ever exceed your authority on this matter again, you will be relieved of your duties. Is that clear?
Yes, of course, Your Highness.
Furthermore, if the Princess Lee, Brendel, or Jak Ohmsford have any need, you will consider it your duty to assist them fully. Is that clear?
Yes, sire. I will make it my highest priority.
If I hear one more word of complaint about you, I will personally send you to the Dwarf Lands to assist our ambassador there.
I will do my utmost to serve, Your Majesty. I assure you that there will be no call for complaint.
Very well, Seneschal. I will hold you to your word. Forgive me, honored guests. I must return to my duties. I will meet with you again as soon as I am able.
Thank you, Your Majesty. You've been wonderful.
Yeah, thanks for everything.
Good day to you all.
By all means, be my guest. I'm certain he will be as pleased to cooperate with you as I am. Take whatever you need. I'm certain His Majesty will not object, provided you remember to tell him. I am honored to be your servant. I shall inform the king that you have taken the mace.
He already knows we need it.
Then I shall reassure him that you now have it.
I was here with my father when I was a child. He told me how he and Hindle rushed down here to close the passageway that led to this cellar. When they got here, Stenman's men burst up through the trap door on the floor. My father has no idea how many men he killed that night. It took all his strength to seal off the trap door before more soldiers could enter. Suddenly Hindle called his name, my father looked up, and saw Hindle collapse to the floor, dead. My father ran to Hindle and held him. He couldn't believe that Hindle was dead, until the mace slipped from his hand. Then father heard a sound behind him. It was Stenman trying to escape up the stairs. Before my father realized it, he had grabbed Hindle's mace and raced after him. Stenman died in this room at my father's hand.
Good wine here, good for cooking. Balinor won't miss it.
I don't know about you, Jak, but after what we went through with the mirror, I don't think I'll ever be ready.
By the blood of thy blood I summon thee. By the weapon of thy death I summon thee. By the power of thy name, Stenman, and the power of my will, I summon thee. Stenman, I summon thee.
I am Stenman, mystic and follower of the Warlock Lord. By my blood, by my death, by my name, I have been drawn from the grave. Why have you summoned me? Brona is the master. He will destroy all living things and rule all the dead. You too will one day serve the master. You have only to die. It is a force that draws the dead forth from the grave and prevents the living from reaching the sword of Shannara. You cannot. You will not. I know much more than I will ever tell. I serve only the master. The Warlock Lord will rule the world. The Dark Lord is my master, not you. I know you, Jak, son of Shea, bane of my master. I know you, Brendel, kin of Hendel, destroyer of my plans to conquer Tircis. I know you, Shella, daughter of Minion, my own murderer. You cannot bind me. You cannot kill me. You cannot gain that for which you summon me. I know what you want to know, and I will never tell. Only Brona can command me, never you, Jak Ohmsford. You are a fool to think otherwise.
You're going to use that spell? Won't that destroy Stenman utterly?
No, you cannot use that spell. Only a master of magic can use that spell.
Creature of the dead, hear my words.
No. No, do not. You must not.
Creature of the dead, I am your destroyer. I am the reaver of your soul.
No. No. I will obey. I will do whatever you want. Don't cast that spell. Do not shatter my soul.
Creature of the dead, all that you are, all that you were, will be no more.
Stop him. You must stop him. Only I can help you. I will help you.
Jak, Stenman will help us now. Don't continue the spell.
Creature of the dead, I will annihilate you for all eternity.
No. Stop him. Stop him. Ah!
Jak, stop it! Stop reading the spell!
Creature of the dead, I now shatter!
Jak! Jak, are you all right? Jak, look at me! Jak, can you hear me? Will you be all right?
Yes, master. I shall do as you say. You cannot. By the act of summoning me, you have damned your souls to undeath. When you die, you will be Brona's, and he will eat your souls. There is a formula that will disrupt the flow of the power. If you pour an elixir upon the field and chant the words, "Force of magic be thee gone" 3 times, the barrier will disperse. This is the formula of the spell of disruption. That which feeds upon the living, that which drives away the dead, that which died when first it blossomed, within one good gone bad. You are now the master of magic. You must find these things and use them wisely. The magic is in the understanding and the doing. The spell will destroy the barrier and rid Tirsus of the undead.
How did you do that? Oh, that's it! You figured out part of the magical formula. Jak, that tree looks awfully dangerous to climb.
You're too heavy.
You're just too big for that old tree, Jak. I'm lighter than you are. Let me try it. If this tree falls, you owe me. Remember that, Jak. There, I got it. Now all you owe me is a kiss. That oak.
Force of magic, be thee gone. Force of magic, be thee gone. Force of magic, be thee gone!
That's it! Jak, you did it! Are you okay? Stay here and rest. I'll get Balinor. He can open the vault.
Jak, you have endangered yourself and your friends by summoning the Shade of Stenman. Brona has power over the dead, and by your use of necromancy, you have given him power over you. If you die while Brona still exists, you will all become ghosts. You did what must be done. Not even I knew the spell to destroy the barrier. Nonetheless, the price is far too high.
Then we'll have to get rid of Brona, or not die for a while. I kind of prefer both.
Brendel, you speak bravely, but the task before you is harder than you know. Behold, the sword of Shannara.
The sword is broken!
Yes, Brona was determined that the sword of Shannara would never harm him again.
But without the sword, how can we ever hope to defeat the Warlock Lord?
The sword of Shannara must be reforged.
Take some powerful magic to do that.
It will take magic from all of the four lands, and all of the races of this world. From Arborlon in the west, you must find elfstones and an elf who can use them. From the north, you must find a troll who has the right to bear the black iris. From the east, you must seek the dwarven hammer of power, and a dwarf who is willing to risk the wrath of the Warlock Lord. Finally, from the south, you must find a gnome who wields the magic torque. All four must accompany you to the Hadeshorn, where the shade of the Archdruid Bremen will use the magic of all these items to reforge the sword of Shannara.
But, Alanon, no one could find all those things or make the races work together.
Jak can.
He's already got his dwarf.
He's got me to protect him.
Jak Ohmsford, you are now the bearer of the sword of Shannara. Do you accept this task, impossible though it might be? Very well, Jak Ohmsford. Now journey with your companions to Arborlon. Seek the elfstones and the elf who can use them. King Eventine Elesidil will aid you. I return to the Hadeshorn to do what I can to prevent Brona from gaining more power over you. Good luck, all of you.
I must stay and rebuild Tircis. However, Jak, were I not now king, I too would be at your side. May fortune favor you all. The fate of the world is yours to bear.
We should take the road back south until we come to a road leading to Kern where we can spend the night before going on to Arborlon.
Road's been cleared.
Yes, Balinor sent some troops against the monsters we met coming up. We should be safe if we stay near the roads. There's the ferry. At least we know Balinor's men made sure this ferry doesn't have any monsters waiting for us. almost to the ferry that goes to the island city of Kern. Yes, if my father hadn't warned the city about the approaching army, many people would have died. They've built the city back up, but you can still see areas that were burned to the ground. She lived here before she married Father. I visited here with her once. The city's surrounded by the Myrmidon River. It's on the way to Arborlawn, and we can eat a real meal there, instead of trail rations.
Forgive me, Master, for not destroying Jak Ohmsford. I knew only that I needed to return to you, and I could not keep you waiting.
You fool! This mortal creature seeks to restore the sword of Shannara. He must be destroyed!
But you destroyed the sword of Shannara. How could it be restored?
Accursed Alamon and my arch-foe Bremen will use the magic of others to reforge it. This must not happen!
But how do we stop this?
You will go to the north and make certain that the trolls and the elves go to war. Such ancient foes will never ally with one another, and thus the sword of Shannara will never be reforged.
What of Ohmsford?
Shifter, I will give you a new shape. Use it to slay Ohmsford and his followers.
I will obey.
According to the map in Tircis, Arborlawn is to the northwest. We need to take another ferry across the Myrmidon to get there. I really don't feel like swimming now. Let's get going.
Can't swim anyway.
Jack, we're, going the wrong way.
Welcome, strangers, to Arborlawn. What brings you to the Elven lands? The king is away. You will need to speak with Prince Arian. Follow the path, and you will come to the manor of the Elven rulers. There are no walls around this part of Arborlawn. The forest protects us. No, my curious friend. You have already passed many guards. You were not enemies, so you passed without challenge.
We didn't see any guards.
You were not supposed to see them. I am Lessa, guard of Arborlawn and a warrior of Prince Arian. You may all pass freely through the elf lands.
That must be the royal manor up ahead.
Good day, travellers. I am Davio, advisor of Arbalon. Welcome to the Elflands.
I am Princess Shella of Lee. This is Jak Ohmsford, and this is Brendel.
Welcome to all of you. How may I help you? Prince Erion is very busy right now. May I be of service to you? That is grave news indeed. I shall send a messenger to King Eventine forthwith.
Where is King Eventine?
He is leading the army of Arbalon to Strelaheim Plains to rescue his son Ain from the trolls. I will inform Prince Erion again that you desire an audience with him. In the meantime, you are guests of Arbalon. Go where you like and see the beauty of the elvish lands. Elfstones. My, your task is not an easy one.
What do you mean by that?
You are fortunate that I am a scholar and historian. Elfstones and magic are two areas of my studies. Jak Ohmsford, was it not your father who held the lost-known set of blue elfstones? Shea Ohmsford was the last person actually to use elfstones.
Don't the elves use them?
The elves have not used elfstones for centuries. Most elves do not know they ever existed. There are several colours. The blue stones that Shea Ohmsford held were seeking stones. The green stones were stones of protection. There was even said to be a black elfstone, but I have been unable to ascertain its abilities. That is the difficulty. You see, Jak Ohmsford, as far as anyone really knows, your father has the only elfstones in existence.
But Alanon sent us here to find some.
Alanon sent you here? That is most interesting indeed. Then perhaps the rhyme of the rune will aid us. Very few elves ever had the will to use the elfstones, but the Shannara family had a strong affinity for magic. Shea Ohmsford could use the elfstones because of his Shannara blood. That placard on the wall near the fireplace refers to the rune diamonds. They are somehow linked with the elfstones and the rune rock. I will need to do more research to discover the link between them. I will be honored to help you however I can. There are many ancient books here, and I will look up all available information on the subject. I am certain that the rune rock in the Gardens of Life is somehow tied to your quest.